Hi, I'm Ed, and today I'm going to go ahead and replace our fan. It's inside our bathroom of our Mallard M185. So the ones that come with this, just a small little cheap little fan. We're going to put in a Fan-Tastic vent here, and so we're going to see how much work this is going to be, but it shouldn't be too bad. So this is the Fan-Tastic vent we're going to be installing. Here's our manual and everything. So I removed the top one of the cardboard pieces that was holding this, but this is the shroud for the bottom side. Okay. And then this is the Fan-Tastic vent I'm going to be putting in. Comes with an extra wiring kit and all the screws. And then this is the part that's going to actually be coming in from the top side. So I have to tear that whole piece thing apart. I'm going to take the cover off and then scrape all the sealant off and then expose all the screws and then remove that. So that's going to be a bit of a chore. But this one in particular I chose because it has the forwards and reverse. It's got the speeds as well. And there's our opening and closing handle. But specifically this one that I got is because it has a temperature. You can actually hear it. Control, so that way I can go ahead and have it automatically turn on and off. And so while the camper is kind of sitting in the driveway, instead of it baking in the sun all day long, I can actually have this kick on and actually vent some of the heat and cause a cross breeze using this fan system. So the first thing I'm doing is removing the shroud from the bottom side. I can go ahead and see where the wires are and everything before going up onto the roof and getting ready to start taking apart the old one from the top side. Okay, so I've got the shroud off, and so you can see the metal framing here that's already built into the whole trailer system. This is the membrane that covers the entire roof line right here. So this is going to be a pretty easy setup. So all I got to do is basically take these wing nuts off, recap them just for safety purposes, and then go up on the top side, scrape off the sealant, undo the screws, and the whole thing will just lift right off. Okay, so items required for this particular project is going to be a sealant tape kit. This is going to go between the roof line and the actual fan system when we go ahead and drop this back down. And then we also need the Dicor self-sealant. This is the sealant that has the self-leveling. And then a scraper to go ahead and get all the Dicor product off, and then also a cutter to be able to trim the materials down. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do on the roof line side is go ahead and take off the nuts on the sides for the cover. I can go ahead and just pop this off and expose the original system here. And go ahead and undo those little brackets right there. And then start scraping off this sealant. Okay, so scrape the Dicor around the edges, so that way I can at least get exposed to all the screws. And then what I'll do from here is I'll go ahead and just do a quick outline. Try and scrape the rest of it off the membrane. I should just be able to pop the whole cover off. Okay, so kind of the roughest part on this was just getting all the Dicor off, but it's just when you have this type of membrane, it's just easy just to kind of just move it off to the side, and it'll just start peeling right up, and then you just kind of just peel, just move it all the way back, and then it's pretty easy to clean up once you get it started. But yeah, you have to kind of get something underneath it, underneath the old vent, and then you'll be able to slide the whole thing off the roof line. So ready to install and test. Okay, I got wiring hooked up. Just doing an initial test, making sure that everything's going to work here before putting the sealant tape down, and then go ahead and dropping this in and putting the screws in and starting to seal up. Okay, so I got my tape all the way around, and then it's just a matter of kind of pushing it down, making sure it's all set, and I can just kind of grab the paper, lift it up, and then just start peeling it off like this, and then just, there we go. So that's going to create the seal between the roof and the vent, and then obviously we're going to screw it down and then put Dicor on top. Okay, we got our vent cover reinstalled back on. The biggest thing before we actually cinch it all down is to make sure you can open the vent all the way and make sure it doesn't cause any problems, make sure it doesn't obstruct it. And then I'll just tighten it all down and we're ready to go. Okay, so the flashing shrouding that came with this guy, it's a little long, and so in this particular instance we're going to have to go ahead and take some measurements and then basically trim the excess down, because the original one was not that long. So about 1.5 inches all the way around, and then this thing will just slide right up there, and then be able to screw it back in. Put these back in because the holes don't exactly line up. I had to do a pre-drill on all 4 corners, and then I can go ahead and switch over to a bit, and then just go ahead and put this in. The reason why is because there's actually part of the metal frame right in here, and so the screws were just hitting it and it wasn't actually going through. That's why I had to pre-drill. All right, so overall, this looks like it's going to work out pretty well for us. So what's really cool about this is if you have the fan on and you close it, there's actually a switch on the top side that'll actually sense that and actually shuts the power down. So it's pretty cool. So it can do the either air in or air out. And then I also have a temperature right here, so I can go ahead and right there. So now I can also make it to where it's temperature with a thermostat. So as it gets as I want it a little bit cooler, it'll automatically turn on and off. So there we go. Okay, so we've been running this for probably about maybe a week or two, and it seems to be working pretty well. One of the things we've have noticed is we have this thing set for venting the air out. We have the temperature set for, it's actually set for medium, so number 2. And we have the temperature also set, and it's been working out really great. What we actually did was we have one window set cracked and open, and what we also have is we have basically a separate set of temperature sensors set throughout. So currently our outside temperature it is 97 degrees. Our inside temperature is 105. Here in the desert, the trailer kind of tends to act like an oven, but with the one window open and the fan setting in a venting motion, what it does is it actually pulls the fresh air from the one window, and it's actually facing east, and actually pulls the air through, and it helps keep the old trailer from becoming a really bad cooked oven. So it kind of helps keep the trailer from really baking during the daytime. So keeps it from really destroying everything inside the trailer. So the vent, the Fan-Tastic, seems to be working out really well. So if this video was really helpful, please hit the like and subscribe buttons, and happy trails.